Good morning, good people. I know life can throw some heavy punches. You wake up some days feeling like you're drowning in problems, struggling to find a way out. Maybe it's your job, your finances, your relationships, or just life itself weighing you down. But let me tell you something. You can do this. The struggles you're going through right now might feel unbearable. It might seem like no one understands the weight you carry, like the world is moving forward while you're stuck trying to figure things out. But let me tell you something. Your struggle is not in vain. Every hardship, every sleepless night, every moment of doubt is shaping the person you are becoming. Think about it. Every great story has a moment where the main character faces obstacles that seem impossible to overcome. The tension, the setbacks, the heartbreaks. These are the things that make the story worth telling. If everything came easy, there would be no depth, no substance, no victory to celebrate. Your life is no different. The very things you're struggling with right now are going to be the chapters that inspire someone else one day. You may not see it now, but there will come a time when you'll look back at this moment and realize it was necessary. Growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from challenge. Strength isn't built in the easy times. It's built in the moments when you have no choice but to keep pushing forward even when you feel like giving up. Think about the times in your life when you thought you wouldn't make it. Yet here you are. You've already overcome things you once believed were impossible. That should tell you something about your resilience. That should remind you that no matter what you're facing now, you have the ability to come out stronger. See, struggles have a way of breaking us down, but they also have a way of revealing what we're truly made of. They force us to dig deep, to find that extra bit of strength we didn't even know we had. When life gets tough, you don't fold, you adapt. You learn, you grow, you get better, and one day, this struggle you're facing will just be a memory, a lesson, a reminder that you are built for more. So don't run from the struggle. Don't wish it away. Embrace it, learn from it, use it, because one day, your story is going to be the reason someone else doesn't give up. And that alone makes every challenge worth it. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have, and whether you win or lose in life starts with how you think. If you wake up every day telling yourself that life is unfair, that nothing ever works out for you, that you're doomed to fail, then guess what? That's exactly what's going to happen. Your thoughts shape your reality. What you believe about yourself and your situation will determine how far you go. Think about this. Two people can go through the exact same struggle, but their outcomes can be completely different based on how they choose to think about it. One person sees a setback as the end, proof that they weren't meant to succeed. The other sees it as a lesson, an opportunity to grow, and a challenge to overcome. The situation is the same, but the mindset makes all the difference. You have to train your mind to see possibilities, not just problems. Life is going to throw obstacles your way. That's a guarantee. But whether you see those obstacles as roadblocks or stepping stones is entirely up to you. If you keep focusing on what's going wrong, you'll never see what's going right. If you keep telling yourself you're not good enough, you'll never become who you were meant to be. Have you ever noticed how some people, no matter what they go through, always seem to bounce back? It's not because they have it easier than you. It's because they refuse to let a temporary situation define their future. They don't let fear, doubt, or negativity take root in their minds. They speak life over themselves, even in the hardest times. They choose to believe that better days are coming, and because of that belief, they create a path towards success instead of settling for failure. You have that same ability, but it starts with how you talk to yourself. Are you feeding your mind with doubt, or are you feeding it with faith? Are you focusing on what's missing in your life, or are you grateful for what you already have? Are you seeing challenges as impossible, or are you seeing them as an opportunity to prove just how strong and capable you are? The moment you shift your mindset, everything else will start to shift too. You'll stop feeling stuck because you'll realize you're not trapped. You just haven't changed the way you see things. You'll stop letting fear hold you back because you'll understand that failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of it. You'll stop doubting yourself because you'll know deep down that you are more powerful than you ever imagined. Nothing in your life will change until your mind does. But the moment you decide to think differently, to believe differently, to see yourself differently, That's the moment your life starts moving in a new direction. And once you do that, there is nothing that can stop you from reaching the success and happiness you deserve. Failure is one of the most misunderstood things in life. Too many people see it as the end, as proof that they aren't good enough, smart enough, or capable enough to succeed. But failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of it. Every single person who has ever achieved anything great has failed along the way. The difference between those who make it and those who don't isn't the absence of failure, it's how they respond to it. Think about a child learning to walk. They don't just get up one day and start running without ever falling. No, they take a step, stumble, fall, and then try again. If they gave up the first time they hit the ground, they would never learn to walk. But they don't quit because failure isn't even a concept in their minds. It's just part of the process. Somewhere along the way, though, we grow up and start believing that if we fail, it means we're not meant to succeed. That's a lie. The truth is, every failure is just another step forward, another lesson learned, another piece of the puzzle that will eventually lead to success. The problem is that most people are afraid of failure, so they avoid it at all costs. They don't take risks, they don't try new things, and they don't chase their dreams because they're too scared of what might go wrong. But here's the thing. Failure is not what stops people from succeeding. Fear of failure is what stops people. The ones who win in life aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who fail over and over again but refuse to stay down. Every time you fail at something, you are getting valuable information. You are learning what works and what doesn't. You are gaining experience that will help you make better decisions in the future. You are building resilience, the kind of toughness that only comes from facing setbacks and pushing forward anyway. Some of the most successful people in the world have failed more times than they can count, but they didn't let those failures define them. They took what they learned and used it to get better, to grow, to come back stronger. Failure is only final if you decide to quit. But as long as you keep going, as long as you keep learning, as long as you refuse to let setbacks stop you, then failure is nothing more than a stepping stone on the path to success. Every single challenge, every mistake, every disappointment is shaping you into the person you need to be to reach the goals you've set for yourself. So stop being afraid of failure. Stop letting it hold you back. Instead, embrace it, learn from it, use it. Because the truth is, failure is not the end of your story. It's just the beginning of a comeback. And as long as you keep going, success is still within your reach. Pain is one of the greatest teachers in life. It's something we all try to avoid, something we wish we could live without, but the truth is pain is necessary. It is through pain that we grow, that we discover our strength, and that we learn who we really are. When everything in life is easy, we don't change, we don't evolve. We stay the same because there's no reason to stretch beyond our current limits. But when pain enters our lives, whether it's the pain of failure, the pain of loss, the pain of rejection, or the pain of struggle, it forces us to change. It pushes us to dig deeper, to find new levels of resilience, and to become stronger than we ever thought we could be. Think about the process of building muscle. If you've ever worked out, you know that growth doesn't happen by lifting light weights that are easy to handle. No, your muscles grow when you push yourself beyond your comfort zone, when you lift heavier than before, when you feel the burn, that soreness you feel after a hard workout. That's pain, but it's also proof that your body is getting stronger. Without that resistance, without that challenge, your muscles would never grow. Life works the same way. The challenges, the hardships, the struggles, they are the weights you must lift to grow mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Pain also has a way of revealing what we're truly capable of. Most people don't realize how strong they are until they're forced to be strong. You might think you can't handle something, that is too much for you, but then life pushes you into a situation where you have no choice but to fight through it. And what happens? You survive, you adapt, you figure it out. And when you come out on the other side, you realize that you are stronger than you ever knew. That strength was always inside you, but it took pain to bring it to the surface. Not only does pain make you stronger, but it also teaches you valuable lessons. Some of the most important things you will ever learn in life will come from the most difficult moments. Pain teaches you patience when things don't go your way. It teaches you resilience when you feel like giving up. It teaches you wisdom when you make mistakes. it teaches you gratitude when you come through the storm and realize how far you've come. Every painful experience carries a lesson, but you have to be willing to look for it. It's easy to get bitter when life hurts you. It's easy to ask, why me, and feel like life is unfair. But the truth is, pain is not happening to you, it's happening for you. It is shaping you, refining you, and preparing you for the next level of your life. The most successful, the most fulfilled, the strongest people you will ever meet are not the ones who never went through pain. They are the ones who went through pain and used it to grow. So instead of running from pain, embrace it. Instead of letting it break you, let it build you. Because every time life tests you, it's not trying to destroy you, it's trying to see if you're ready for more. And the only way to truly grow is to go through it, learn from it, and come out stronger on the other side. Life has a way of knocking you down when you least expect it. You make plans, set goals, and work hard, only to be met with obstacles, setbacks, and disappointments. Sometimes it feels like no matter how much effort you put in, things just aren't moving the way you want them to. But no matter how hard it gets, no matter how slow the progress seems, you have to keep moving forward. The moment you stop moving, the moment you give in to frustration, fear, or doubt, that's when you truly lose. It's not failure that stops most people, it's standing still. Life is constantly changing, constantly evolving, and if you refuse to move with it, you get left behind. Even when you don't have all the answers, even when the road ahead is unclear, taking even the smallest step forward is better than staying stuck in place. Think about driving through thick fog. You might not be able to see more than a few feet in front of you, but as long as you keep moving, the path reveals itself little by little. If you stop out of fear, you go nowhere. But if you keep inching forward, even if it's slow, you eventually get through it. That's how life works. You don't always need to see the whole staircase. You just need to take the next step. Too many people give up too soon because they don't see instant results. They put in the effort, but when success doesn't come right away, they start doubting themselves. They start questioning if they're even on the right path. But success isn't about how fast you reach the finish line. It's about having the persistence to keep going, even when the finish line feels out of sight. Some of the greatest breakthroughs happen right after the moment you felt like quitting. The problem is most people stop just before they see the results of all their hard work. Moving forward isn't always easy. There will be days when you feel drained, when you question if all this effort is worth it. You might face rejection, failure, or situations that make you want to throw in the towel. But in those moments, remind yourself why you started in the first place. Think about how far you've already come, even if it doesn't feel like it. You are not the same person you were when you first began. You've learned, you've grown, and you've built resilience through every challenge you face. Every single step you take, no matter how small, is progress. Even if you're moving slower than you expected, you're still moving. And as long as you keep pushing forward, as long as you refuse to quit, you will eventually get where you need to be. No storm lasts forever. No challenge is permanent. The key is to keep going, keep striving, and never let the setbacks define you. At the end of the day, you have two choices. Stay where you are and let life pass you by, or take one step forward and trust that each step is leading you towards something greater. The choice is yours, but the only way to grow, to succeed, and to reach your dreams is to keep moving forward, no matter what. The people you surround yourself with have a direct impact on the kind of life you live. Whether you realize it or not, the conversations you hear, the attitudes you absorb, and the energy you're around all shape the way you think and the way you operate. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, by people who doubt themselves, complain about everything, and never strive for more, it's only a matter of time before their mindset becomes your mind. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with winners, people who push forward, who see solutions instead of problems, who dream big and take action, then that energy will push you to do the same. Take a moment and think about the 5 people you spend the most time with. Are they lifting you up or pulling you down? Are they inspiring you or draining you? Are they encouraging you to go after more, or are they making you feel like success is out of reach? Because the truth is, your environment is shaping you every single day, whether you recognize it or not. If you are constantly around people who make excuses, who settle for mediocrity, and who have no ambition, you will start to mirror that behavior. It's not because you're weak. It's because that's how human nature works. We adapt to our surroundings. That's why it's so important to choose your circle wisely. Winners think differently. They don't dwell on the past. They focus on the future. They don't waste time blaming others for their failures. They take responsibility and find ways to improve. They don't let fear hold them back. They take risks and learn from their mistakes. When you surround yourself with people who have this kind of mindset, you can't help but grow. Their energy becomes contagious. Their drive inspires you to push harder. Their belief in success makes you start believing in your own potential. Now, let's be real. Sometimes the people closest to us are the ones who bring us down the most. It could be friends, family members, or even coworkers who constantly criticize, discourage, or belittle your dreams. And the hardest part is they may not even be doing it out of malice. Sometimes people project their own fears and insecurities onto you. They couldn't achieve their own dreams, so they assume you won't either. They're afraid of change, so they try to keep you where they're comfortable. But you have to make a choice. Are you going to let their fears define your life, or are you going to rise above and create the future you want? That doesn't mean you have to cut everyone off, but it does mean you need to be mindful of how much influence you allow them to have. Limit your time with those who drain your energy and seek out those who inspire you. Find mentors who have walked the path you want to walk. Connect with people who challenge you to be better, who encourage you when times get tough, and who remind you that success is possible. If you want to level up in life, you have to be intentional about your surroundings. Winners don't just happen to find themselves in great environments. They create them. They seek out people who are going places and align themselves with that energy. They put themselves in rooms where they are challenged, where they are the smallest fish in a big pond, because they know that's the only way to grow. At the end of the day, your success is not just about your talent or your hard work. It's also about the company you keep. If you want to win in life, surround yourself with winners. People who inspire you, push you, and make you believe in what's possible. Because the right environment doesn't just support your growth, it accelerates it. Fear is one of the most powerful forces in life. It has the ability to paralyze you, to keep you stuck in the same place, and to make you believe that you are incapable of achieving the things you truly desire. Fear whispers doubts in your ear, telling you that you're not good enough, that you'll fail, that it's safer to stay where you are than to take a risk. It convinces you to settle for less than you deserve because stepping into the unknown seems too dangerous. But here's the truth. Fear is a liar. Fear is nothing more than a mental barrier, an illusion that only has power if you allow it to. And the only way to defeat fear is with faith. Faith and fear cannot coexist. Faith says, what if it all goes wrong? But faith says, what if it all goes right? Fear makes you focus on all the reasons why something won't work, but faith makes you believe in the possibilities. Fear magnifies the obstacles, but faith reminds you that you have everything within you to overcome them. The moment you choose faith over fear, everything in your life begins to change. Faith isn't just about believing in something bigger than yourself. It's about believing in yourself, your abilities, your purpose, and your path. It's about trusting that even when things don't make sense, there is a plan unfolding that is bigger than you can see right now. Faith is understanding that just because you don't have all the answers doesn't mean you won't get to where you're supposed to be. It's knowing that even if you fail, even if you stumble, even if the road gets tough, you are still moving forward and everything is working out for your good. Think about some of the biggest moments in your life, times when you took a leap of faith, when you pushed past fear, when you did something even though you weren't sure how it would turn out. Maybe it was starting a new job, moving to a new place, pursuing a dream, or stepping outside of your comfort zone. At the time, fear probably told you to back out, to play it safe, but you pushed through, and because you did, you grew, you learned, you discovered new opportunities. That's the power of faith. It takes you places fear never will. Now imagine if you had let fear win in those moments. Imagine if you had listened to the voice that told you to stay where it's comfortable, to avoid taking risks, to wait until the perfect moment, which, by the way, never comes. You would have missed out on so much growth, so many experiences, so many opportunities that shaped who you are today. That's what fear does. It steals from you. It robs you of your potential. It keeps you locked in a small, limited version of life when you were meant for so much more. But faith opens doors. Faith gives you courage. Faith reminds you that you are stronger than your fears, that you have what it takes, that the challenges in front of you are not there to break you, but to build you. Faith allows you to take the first step even when you can't see the whole path. It gives you confidence in the unknown because you know that something greater is guiding you. Fear will always try to creep in as part of being human. But every time fear tries to take control, you have a choice. You can let it stop you, or you can let faith push you forward. Every time you feel afraid, ask yourself, am I letting fear control my decisions, or am I choosing to trust that everything is working out in my favor? The more you choose faith, the less power fear has over your life. When you live in fear, you survive. When you live in faith, you thrive. Fear keeps you playing small, but faith gives you the confidence to chase after the life you were meant to live. No matter what you're facing right now, no matter how uncertain things seem, choose faith. Step forward boldly. Believe in yourself. Trust the process, because on the other side of fear is everything you've ever wanted. And the only way to get there is to choose faith over fear. The words you speak to yourself have more power than you realize. Every single day, the way you talk about yourself, your future, and your abilities is shaping the life you live. Words are not just sounds. They carry energy, they carry meaning, and they influence the way you think and act. Too many people go through life tearing themselves down with their own words, speaking negativity over their own potential without even realizing it. They say things like, I'm not good enough. I'll never be successful. Nothing ever works out for me. And then wonder why they feel stuck. What you speak becomes what you believe, and what you believe becomes your reality. That's why you have to make a decision to speak life into yourself. Speaking life means choosing words that build you up instead of words that tear you down. It means replacing self-doubt with self-belief, replacing fear with confidence, and replacing negativity with a vision of success. It's about looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, I am capable. I am strong. I am worthy of success. I have everything I need to become the best version of myself. Even when you don't feel it, even when doubt tries to creep in, you have to declare it, because the words you repeat to yourself will eventually become the truth you live by. Think about a seed planted in the ground. If you water it, give it sunlight, and take care of it, it will grow. But if you neglect it, if you let weeds choke it, or if you pour poison onto it, it will wither and die. Your mind works the same way. The words you speak are like water to your soul. Are you feeding yourself with words that help you grow? Or are you poisoning yourself with negativity? If you keep telling yourself that you're not enough, that life is too hard, that you'll never succeed, then those thoughts will take root and shape your reality. But if you start speaking life, if you start telling yourself that you are powerful, that you are capable, that you are on your way to success, then you will start moving in that direction. The truth is, the world is already full of negativity. There will always be people who doubt you, who criticize you, who try to bring you down. But the one voice that should never work against you is your own. You should be your biggest supporter, your own motivation, your own source of encouragement, because at the end of the day, no one else is responsible for your mindset but you. You can't control everything that happens around you, but you can control what you say to yourself about it.